Good afternoon, my babies. It is Miss Ayers here again with another virtual lesson. So today we are going to talk about past tense verbs again. If you watched the lesson from last week, this lesson is going to be very similar to the lesson from last week. It's only going to be a little different because we are going to be talking about spelling past tense verbs correctly. Last week we talked about adding ed to a verb to make it past tense, but sometimes we have to change the spelling of the word in order to spell the past tense verb correctly. Now, if you don't understand right now what I'm explaining to you, worry not. I am going to give you a visual like I have been doing. So let's get into it, you guys. Okay. All right, so here I have your first worksheet. Okay, this is page 102. So if you look at the top of the page, what I said, spell past tense verbs correctly. All right, now allow me to fix this. All right, now guys, you have to pay attention because I'm going to explain the difference between these verbs. And the only way that you'll understand, even if you don't understand 100% what I'm saying, the only way that you will understand is if you pay attention. Now, if you are having some issues understanding, you can always rewind as much as you need to in order to understand. All right, so let's get into it. Now, the part that I have highlighted in green, this is what we talked about last week when you did the worksheet that says use past tense verbs. Now we're going to talk about spelling these verbs correctly. All right. So for this first one, it says sometimes you can just add ed to the verb to form the past tense. Okay, so this is what we talked about last week. All we did, oh my goodness, all we did was add ed to the verb. So for example, if you look at our first sentence, let's change the color. If you look at our first sentence, our verb here that they want us to use is start, right? Now, let me change also. Yeah. Okay. What they want us, the verb that they want us to use is start. Okay. So in order to make start past tense, all we have to do is super easy. All we have to do is add ed, right? And we get what? Where's my text box? We get started. And let me make this font just a little smaller. Okay. So we get started, okay? All we had to do from here to here was add ed. That's it, right? Okay. Super easy. All we did was add ed. So the sentence says, snow started to fall very hard. That's it, okay? Now, in the second sentence, the verb is stay. Now, stay right now is in the present tense, right? But we want to make it in the past tense. So all we do is add no, that's not what I want to do. Add ed. And sorry for my ugly handwriting, y'all, but I'm doing the best that I can. All right, and then we're going to add our text box. And since we're only adding ed, stay changes into stayed. You see, all I added was ed. Now let's look at the example. My family stayed inside safe and warm. Okay, so start, this is present. Started is past tense, right? Stay is present, and stayed with ed is past tense. Okay, so those are super simple, super easy, right? Now let's look at the next rule. Okay, now pay attention because this is where it changes, okay? And it can become just a little bit more difficult if you are not paying attention. All right, so let's get our box here. So the green box is what we talked about last week, essentially. The pink box is a new rule. Okay, this is a new rule. All right, so what it says is here, all we're adding is ed, right? In the pink box, it's a little different. Other times, you have to change the spelling of the verb before you add ed. Okay, let's read it again. Other times, you have to change the spelling of the verb before you add ed. So I'm going to highlight this. Where's my red? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to change the color. Okay. All right, so you have to change the spelling before you add ed. Okay, so if the verb ends in silent E, for example, huddle ends in silent E. Let me see if I can I move this? Okay, huddle ends in silent E, and also notice ends in silent E. Okay, so it says if the verb ends in silent E, like huddle and notice, drop the E, then add ed. So this is what you do. This is our verb. Huddle is our verb, for example. What I will do here is I will take away this E, and then huddle becomes, in the past tense, it becomes huddled, right? I took off the E and then I added ed, okay? And now the sentence says, in the past tense, we huddled by the fire, okay? Now the next one, my verb is notice, right? And notice has a silent E. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that E, we're going to cross it out, and then I'll do like that, right? We're going to take out that E, and then we are going to change noticed. So we took off our E, and then we're adding ed. And then, right? So huddle turns into huddled, and then notice turns into noticed, okay? So let's read the example. Then I noticed an empty dog bed. Where was Dusty? Okay? So, let's look here. Let's do a few examples, okay? For part A, it says complete each sentence, write the past tense of the verb in the parentheses, okay? Write the past tense of the verb in parentheses, okay? So let's circle our verbs. Open is our verb. Surprise is our verb. Sorry, y'all, my circles. Shout is our verb, right? Close is our verb. Okay, these are all of our verbs, and we're going to put these in past tense. Not all of them. I'm only going to show you a few examples. Okay, so let's look at number one. I blank or open, but in the past tense, the front door. Now, open is similar to these verbs up here, right? It does not end in a silent E. So all I have to do is what? Plus what? E, what happened? Plus E, D, right? So open in the past tense changes to what? O-P-E-N-E-D, right? All I did was I added my ed. So I'm going to copy and paste. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Now let's look at number 4. Let's look at number 4. Dusty didn't come. Sadly, I close in the past tense. I closed the door. Now, remember our second rule. If the verb ends in silent E, drop the E, then add ED. So what I do here, what I'll do here is take off that E and I do plus ED. And then that changes to what? That changes to CLOSED, right? Because I took off this E and then I added ED. All right, so I'm going to take this, copy, paste, and put it there. All right, now for part B. Part B says, complete each sentence, choose a verb from the box, okay? Not just any verb, guys. It has to be the correct verb, okay? So write it in the past tense, okay? Past tense. That means it has to have ED on the end. All right. So number 5 says, we blank the house. Well, let's see. We arrive the house? No. We hope the house? No. We open the house? No. We scratch the house? No. We search the house? Maybe. We survive the house? No. All right. So our answer is definitely search. Now, does search have a silent E on the end, like over here? No, it doesn't. So that means all I have to do is add ED. Get my text box, right? Search does not have an E on the end, so all I do is add ED. And that's it. Okay? So guys, this concludes, where am I? This concludes our lesson for page 102. I will upload a separate lesson for page 103 because I only have a limited amount of time. All right. I hope that you guys understood. If you have questions, please feel free to message me on Schoology. Also, you can message me on my telephone. All right. Bye, guys.